Man, do I got just a bunch of juicy videos for you today, but the first video that I want to kick it off with today was this new thing that's going around about Rambo Last Blood. Now, as you can see here, Rambo Last Blood, which actually comes out today, is sitting currently at a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes. And you might be wondering, oh, okay, so, there's probably a reason for this, right? Creatively speaking, there's probably something about the movie from a technical standpoint, or maybe a creative standpoint that doesn't work in the movie. Maybe the writing's terrible. Maybe Sylvester Stallone just doesn't have it anymore, right? And then when you start to look at the actual reviews, you start to find a pretty common theme where it isn't about any of that. It is all politically driven drivel. Drivel, that's right. And so we're going to be taking a look at a couple articles here today. I'm not going to do The Guardian. I'm going to do The Guardian on Geeks and Gamers actually today. But I wanted to do this one from Variety. So we're going to be taking a look at what Variety has to say about Rambo Last Blood. So, Mexico is going to want a wall to keep bad hombres like John Rambo out in this cartel-smashing sequel to a franchise that's long since run its course. Home has always been an abstract concept for John Rambo, which is what the last scene of 2008's otherwise expendable Rambo sequel finally gave the iconic Stallone character, a moment when this unsettled Vietnam War survivor looking very much the worse for wear lumbers up to a mailbox bearing the character's surname. At last, somewhere in Arizona, this duty-bound embodiment of American military might have found his way back to a family ranch. Such closure was in nearly every way antithetical to the spirit of First Blood, that is the PTSD-fueled franchise's inaugural movie, and I'm not gonna even I want to get to this actual movie here. In Rambo Last Blood, another cruel and ugly showcase of xenophobic carnage squeezed into barely 80 minutes and packaged for export. The tired, now septuagenarian action figure turns his notorious sense of loathe thy neighbor vengeance toward the Mexican cartels, who've kidnapped his college-bound niece Gabriel and turned her into a smack-addicted sex slave. How dare they do this? How dare they paint the cartels in a bad light, right? And how dare they actually tackle something in this movie that is a common thing that's happening. The whole sex trade thing is a real thing. It actually is happening. I'm not saying every Mexican's doing it, obviously, because that's just ridiculous and not true in the slightest, but it is indeed a thing that's happening. Do they want to just pretend like it isn't happening? Featuring fresh south of the border mayhem from Get the Gringo, director Adrian Grunberg, in which screenwriters Matthew and Stallone adopt the racist view of Mexicans as murderers, drug dealers, and rapists, devoid of cultural context or exceptions beyond the independent journalists keeping tabs on their whereabouts. So you're saying that that there is indeed one Mexican in here who's an independent journalist who is not that way. Okay, then that kind of just defeats your entire thing, right? Because you're basically saying that they're painting every Mexican this way, when you just then admit that they aren't actually painting every Mexican this way. Before all hell breaks loose, the movie reveals what a peaceful day on the ranch looks like, opening in the elaborate system of tunnels Rambo has constructed beneath the pasture that surrounds his country home, a sort of precautionary measure borrowed from his friends of the Viet Cong, and a perfect playground in which to booby trap and torment his adversaries in the movie's spectacular climactic bloodbath, single-handedly doing more to support the Second Amendment than Charlton Heston ever has. Rambo movies view weapons the way Quentin Tarantino does feet, turning a well-greased gun barrel into a whatever cocks your bazooka fetish object. To wit, this film's opening a shot dollies past a well-stocked oh my gosh. This is just stupid, man. I can't even finish this article. This is just absolute nonsense, man. Seriously, like, it's all just politically driven nonsense that these critics are obsessed about. And it's so obvious. The reason that Rambo is at a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes right now doesn't have anything to do with anything besides the whole creative, or not the creative, the whole political aspect of the film. And it's just ridiculous, man. Just go freaking watch a movie and rate it and critique it the way that you're supposed to be critiquing movies, you absolute dunce. I don't know, man. It's just stupid. And, you know, at the same time, we also have Ad Astra dropping this weekend, right? And there's a lot of people that are praising that movie. Do you know why they're praising that movie? Because it takes the fight to toxic masculinity. And then, what do you know? On the flip side, we have Rambo being brought down to a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes because it actually has men in it, it has guns in it, it has all these types of things in it, and that's bad. That's so bad. It's just ridiculous, man. These critics are just lunatics. I don't trust the critics anymore. I'm gonna go see Rambo Last Blood probably tomorrow, probably an early showing tomorrow, so I can do a review for you guys. Hopefully you guys are excited about that. And yeah, I'll definitely let you know what I think. And I'm not judging anything that these critics are saying based on the quality of the film, because first of all, they're not actually talking about the quality of the film. Second of all, I haven't actually seen the film yet, so I'm not going to be actually commenting about that. I'm just pointing out the lunacy of, you know, continuing to make everything about politics here with these critics. And you can tell that they're panicking. They're like, oh no, this movie does not fit the narrative that we want to push with Hollywood and the mainstream media. We are going to drag this movie down into the dirt and give it bad reviews and all of that type of stuff. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. Let me see who, so Showbiz, Irish Times, and Chilango gave it fresh reviews. Never even heard of any of those, which makes sense. You know, all the top critics, of course, gave it rotten reviews because that's the way that they work. It's just nonsense, man. It's just complete and utter just stupidity, silliness, all of that type of stuff. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think about this. I'm excited to see Rambo and get some of that toxic masculinity pumping through my veins again, because it's been a while since we've actually had a movie like this. John Wick would probably be one of the last ones that, John Wick Chapter 3, I should say. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think about all this. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
With my heart's desire.